Yo, it's the kid, double H, half trying to live, trying to exist, trying to stay alive. So it's international break, but we definitely have stuff to talk about, and yet again for another beautiful thing of the football dugout, and the original lineup is here. So of course it's me, your boy HH, and our dear friends, Mr. Nix is back in the game. Still hasn't shaved. and your boy Devil with a bloody thing that looks like if you're gonna rob a place. That looks like you're gonna rob up someone.
Well, never say never.
Okay.
I'm not shaving. I'm not shaving until Man United win away from home.
So basically, you're gonna look like bloody like Noah.
For the rest of the season.
All right. So basically, look, as you all know, each week we always put out a Twitter poll, and the Twitter poll pretty much pertains to our main topic of the day. So the Twitter poll is out. Go to my Twitter page, Half Up Hot, to vote on our poll before we reveal the results, which is who was better in their prime. Drogba, Suarez, Rooney, or what's the other? Henry. Okay. I don't know what one name is doing there, but we'll see what happens. So for the show that's going to be coming up, we're going to talk about Neymar being injured, Mane balling out, destroying Brazilians in the international break. Who would you rather have in your team, Neymar or Mane? A bit of a review of the international break as well, as to where things lie within Euro 2020. Maybe talk about theories for the Euro 2020. Then we go to our main topic, which of course is ranking the footballers at their prime, which is the Twitter topic. And we'll also be doing a preview of the Man United Liverpool game, which will be happening, which is the late kickoff on Sunday. And then we will then take your questions for the last 10-15 minutes of the show. So, and also remember, and Javen, you make sure that webcam is working, because Javen is going to be on comments. So, because we want to keep this stuff interactive. So, because this is live and all good, so Javan will be looking at any interesting comments. Remember, if you desperately want your comment to be read, because this is a show where we have to go through stuff, if you really want it to be read, use the super chat, then without a doubt we will read out your stuff on the super chats. If not, Javan will just pick out the best comment that pertains to whatever we are discussing. So let us now start off first with international break. Thoughts?
I mean,
wait, before you guys go, let me just put this out there, then maybe we can go deeper. Am I wrong in saying that there's no point in?
Wrong. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What you meant in general?
So basically, am I wrong in saying that there's no point in San Marino competing in football games?
You gotta let them have the
why?
Was it them who got the draw that time and they celebrated like they won?
They did.
Against Luxembourg or Liechtenstein or something like that.
But
bro,
you see, that's just
they live for that moment. They live for that moment.
Oh, it's belittling because you're just the butt of every joke, and he's like, oh my gosh, can San Marino score one goal? It's stupid because basically it is belittling, and you're just pretty much we are laughing at them.
You know how you have to think about it, yeah. I know the other day you only played Scotland, so no one really cares about their autograph. But if you're playing against a Portugal, you're playing against a Spain and all that, and these people are just normal plumbers and fishmongers and things like that.
Oh, no, they are.
So what you're suggesting?
They're getting Ronaldo a shirt, signed shirt. You know how much you could get for that?
But I used to play down Hackney Marshes. Should Ronaldo and Portugal come and play because I'm a plumber?
Then you could get the autograph, or you could sell the shirt, and that doubles your yearly wage. These men are smart. You're trying to knock their hustle, bruv.
Nah, I think I don't care about the hustle, man. I care about football.
It's a joke. Like, you have to beat them. You have to.
Yeah.
And it's an
embarrassment. Beat them 6-0.
McGee's got a hat trick. And man can't do nothing for my fantasy team.
The Villa fans called him McGinniesta.
Oh god,
that's a great name, McGinniesta.
But it's just what football's sometimes about. You have these teams who should not be here. It's like we talk about the FA Cup and why the FA Cup's so good. Because you get the best in the Premier League playing against like the non-league, Havant and Waterlooville, etc., etc. And this is what football throws up from time to time. So, I mean, you expect to beat them, but then I don't begrudge them.
They're expanding the competitions and stuff. You're going to get a lot more, maybe not at San Marino's level, but you're going to get a lot of worse teams going into these big tournaments that's getting whacked at tournaments.
I don't like that.
If you're good enough to be top 2 in the group or whatever, then you should be there.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Because, for example, you've played against the Austrias and the Poland, and you can't get through. You end up 3rd or 4th in your qualifying group, and you still go into the Euros. For what reason? Just to add more games.
By Germany.
So basically, the top 2 go in automatically, or is it just the top one and the second?
I think the second goes playoff, but they increasingly.
I think they've got the best runner-up, and then the rest go into playoffs. But I think they're trying to increase, or they wanted to increase. I think it got knocked back. but they wanted to increase the number of teams that qualify.
Yeah. So you're gonna get teams lower in the qualifying group going through automatically. Obviously, you got the Nations League as well.
I know, because I mean, are you a fan of? Because again, I wasn't a fan of that. I know people be like, "Oh my gosh, you're just sort of like going against smaller teams having the chance to compete." Because like again, like for Albania it was a huge deal for Albania to get in the Euros. For me, I'm like, the whole point of a tournament is you want to try and get. But no, sorry. The whole point of qualifications is you're sifting out the best from the worst. So what I want is that get the very best in this tournament. If you keep increasing it and increasing and increasing it becomes a participation. It becomes a participation and ceremony. So
100%.
For me, the World Cup, for example, at 32 teams is perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect because you have enough from different parts of the world, and everyone, everyone gets 3 games minimum, and then the best go to the last 16. And I think the quality of it right now is just right, because some games aren't too good, some games are very good. Any more teams,
they're just
there's rubbers.
So I mean, before we jump off to like our first news things, so any things jump out from you in the international break? England losing.
Gareth
Out.
Southgate, he's terrible.
What, they had a 100% record for how long?
10 years.
10
No. Sorry.
Oh my God.
No, they were unbeaten for 10 years.
Yeah,
I don't know
What the hell?
No, but in qualifiers.
Qualifiers,
they
they're unbeaten.
qualify for 10
I
years.
don't know if they're 100% record.
No, but they've had the worst groups. England have never had a tough qualifying group. Never. Sometimes you see like Netherlands and Germany in the same group.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen England get a group like that. When was the last time they had a group like that?
Croatia.
What, 2008 Euros?
They had them twice. Remember one time Croatia knocked them out.
That was the last time they lost.
So it shows when they have someone tough in their group, they get. But yeah, for me, international break's a bit meh, and obviously the Euros qualifiers is the main thing going on. So for me, it's about Southgate in England and that midfield that he played.
Yeah.
Rice, Henderson, and Mount, and I'm just like. Yeah, that ain't working.
I saw a stat that I think
we knew it wasn't gonna work.
Sterling had the most tackles of all the England players.
Between
Rice and Henderson, not one tackle.
Wait, let me ask you.
Ricky said they were mad.
Let me ask you guys this then. Like, who is England's best central midfielder?
That's the problem. Like, you could
Do
actually.
they have a quality central midfielder? That's the thing.
If you think Winks is quality, then yes.
Oh my
I
God,
think
in
Winks
heaven.
is good.
Well, I'm saying that's probably in terms of playmaking. He's probably
Mason Mount could be,
but
it's very early for him.
Is he not more of a support striker, attacking midfielder? The Lampard.
He's
playing
an
at the
attacking
top of the
midfielder.
three.
But no, basically he plays just behind the striker, so he's not a central midfielder. So
someone needs to get the ball there, and they had
Yes.
Henderson and Rice, and neither of them are.
yeah, see, I mean, because I think a lot of
Henderson
people
is
say.
just boiled rice. Do you know what I mean? There ain't no flavouring in that rice. You know what I mean? It's boiled rice.
Because my issue with England is like. I think this is one of England's best attacks they've ever had. Defense is but one of the best attacks they've ever had. You can't go into a tournament without a strong midfield. The midfield is the core and nucleus of a team. And people say, "Oh, England could be surprised and everything," I'm like, because even when we look at that World Cup, the only team they really played was Colombia, and that Colombian team had issues. That Colombian team who were like a bit, and that Colombian team shouldn't have even gone through because Senegal were just acting crazy. So for me, it's like, okay, Sweden. So that whole thing of them getting to the semis, okay, yes, well, you got to the semis. Who did you really play? Which big team did you really play?
Well, the 2 teams they played, they lost. Belgium in the last group game, and then Croatia in the semi-finals.
And their defence is rocky as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Keane is not an international level defender.
Agreed.
He's played every single game for Everton, who are in the bottom 3, and you're starting him.
But the worst part is they've taken him out.
Even great.
Yeah, Maguire's good.
No, but I mean,
he's not a leader.
No,
And not if you want to. No, he's international, but not if you want to win a World Cup.
No.
If you're trying to win the Euros, no, there's much better European defenders out there. But the worst part about it is Keane goes out and they're bringing Tyrone Mings, and I'm like, I hope he does well. If Tomori comes in, I hope he does well. Like, I've got nothing against them. But are they really that level?
Have you noticed how the levels just dropped off? Because we used to have some really, really good centre backs.
Man like Campbell couldn't even get in the team.
Campbell, Terry, Ferdinand, all in the same.
But that's what I changed with England, because remember England.
King.
Yeah. Because for England, like, it was always that they always lost on penalties because you could never score against them. Because for me, I've always said, like, even if they both didn't like each other based on the events that happened, one of the best defensive parents I've ever seen is Rio and Terry.
Yeah.
That was an like, thou shalt not pass. That was just like an impenetrable defense. So, but look, right, let's move on right now. So let's just get to our first really news thing. So, Neymar, and I was actually watching the game actually. Do you know how crazy it is? Basically, so obviously Brazil played Nigeria in Singapore, and obviously it was obviously in Singapore because because there's this whole thing called the Brazil Global Tour where they go to different countries. So imagine if you're a Singaporean kid. You've sold your kidney. You've sold your mom's breast. You've sold different things. You've stolen from people. You've been like a male stripper, a female stripper. You've been every single thing. And like, man, I have enough money because I'm going to see Neymar for the first time. So you sit down in like the disabled area. So the disabled area person can come in like that. So you actually act disabled to actually get a close thing. So you're in like that. You have like your walking stick and everything. Your fake gym. Like, I'm going to see Neymar, and he gives you 20 minutes. And like, I did all of that for this dude to give me 20 minutes, and that was it. And that's it. So basically, the news is that MRI scan is out for a month.
Yeah.
So basically, before we get to sort of Mane, so is this a worry that
It is
a recurring injury and this could now come out? Because remember, hamstring. That is a thing that recurs. Worried?
I'm worried because I love Neymar, and he keeps he keeps picking up different injuries. And that is a bad sign because, as I say, usually when you get one injury, then another part of your body tries to overwork to compensate, and you pick another injury. Is he being rushed back too soon? I'll say no, because he got injured end of last season.
Yeah, no, he
now
took his time to come back.
Yeah, he took his time, and for him to pick up this injury now for 4 weeks, not just a little, I felt something, let me come off and rest it up. He's actually fully injured, and a man who's supposed to be right now in his prime, the level that he's been able to produce in the last year and a half is not the Neymar that joined PSG. The time when Neymar joined PSG, that was like it was a statement move. The reason why it cost 200 million, and he hasn't really picked up that level since moving to a weaker league, and obviously with the aspirations that PSG had, and it's disappointing because obviously Brazil there's a lot of pressure on him at Brazil. As all Brazilians, always that pressure. But if he keeps picking up his injuries, his career is gonna be unfulfilled, especially at international level. And for that talent,
I think maybe it's karma, you know. I mean, it's karma for the amount of times that he's taken the piss out of people on the football pitch when he hasn't had to, and now it's kind of catching up to him because I see him.
So basically, God is saying, "Screw you."
Yeah, I see him flick a ball over a man 3 times for no apparent reason.
Well, that's what Brazilians on the streets do, man. That's a favela state of mind.
The man went to kick him down or whatever, Neymar pretending to pick him up and left him there.
I don't remember that one.
I remember last season.
Okay, now I remember one where a man was fouling him, and then the referee finally gave it, and then he just duffed him straight after did a flip.
Giovanni, so what did the guys think about Neymar getting injured and everything? And any views, any comments, any interesting comments?
Bloody face.
Oh yes! Hey, Giovanni, put your face on.
Come on, people want to see.
Alright, so if we're looking, there is a few comments coming through.
Alright, hit it.
Hey, Giovanni, I see you.
Alright, yeah, let's see if I can pull through, get some up here on the screen. Nope. Oh, here we go. We got one here. It says he's becoming the new Bale.
The new Bale.
Bale's biggest issue has probably been injuries.
Yeah, that's the only thing that stopped Bale.
Yeah,
and of course Real Madrid not wanting him, but even then he was still balling out.
True. Yeah. Any others?
I don't see anything else here.
Okay. Alright, so basically just keep abreast of that.
Actually, no, this is about something else. But yeah.
Okay, no. Alright, so now
becoming the new Bale.
So let's now look at Mane now. So obviously, like a kind of like a tweet video was sort of going around of like Mane basically like taking out 3-4 Brazilian guys and everything. And I think people are now pumped about, wow, Mane, look at how Mane is doing and everything. So before we get to the question, how would you?
Wait, there is more.
Okay. But before we'll get there. So basically, so Mane. So before we get to the thing, so where would you actually rank Mane right now? The way that he's playing, sort of right now, how good is he playing? His level, can he even go even higher? Has he reached his ceiling, or are we seeing a guy just going to get even better and better and better? Because we've seen a serious market improvement in the past 3 years of him improving every season.
I think he is improving, and I think he can improve
even more.
Yeah, I think he's on great form. He's devastating. He's hard to stop.
Mm.
Talk of him being top 3 in the world is premature, massively premature. I think if you look at him over the last 18 months, he has been amongst the best in the world.
Mm.
Definitely, you can't deny that. But to say 3rd best in the world, I mean,
There's a lot of
There's
man.
an argument. I mean, I put him in there, but I put him in
plays
there.
in light blue, like up in Manchester, and from what he was doing for 2 years, and people still ain't saying this.
Who?
Sterling. I mean, look,
It's
in
true.
terms
It's
of,
very true.
In terms of where they play and what they're on the pitch to do for their teams.
No.
Look at what Sterling's been doing for 2 solid years.
And no one's giving him that credit.
No one says Sterling's the 3rd best player in the world.
No.
Mane does it for what, 12 months? A little bit over 12 months. 3rd best player in the world.
No, for me.
How is that possible?
I always said that Sterling.
point.
Just that, see, this season Sterling has sort of been up and down, but like for last season, I said Sterling definitely
And the season-
should have
and the
been in.
season before.
And the season before, no, 100%.
The thing is, people, Sterling, people wanted Sterling to fail.
Yeah.
A lot of
Why is that what they want him to
because
fail?
of how he left Liverpool,
Yeah.
and he was categorized as this money grabber, young, only moved to Man City. Anyone that moves to Man City is obviously for the money. That's the first thing. And he left Liverpool. He was building this great team under Brendan
Media
Rodgers, blah
darlings.
blah blah, and that's why. And so people find it very hard to even praise him. They what they do, even when he's doing well, they find, even if they want to put him down, they find someone else to put ahead of him. So people say, oh yeah, but Sane's better. Cool, Sane may be more talented, but sorry, this is big man football. I don't care how much talent you got. I need to see what you're doing on the pitch. And Sane's balling. Don't get me wrong when he plays.
Sane's that dude.
But Sterling has done
Sane
more.
is that dude.
Sterling has done more for Man City than Sane has. But people,
How many opportunities has Sane been
No, but
given?
that's
What
not
do
the
you
point.
mean?
But that's not the point. Because Sterling was balling out, he wasn't getting those opportunities.
why was
would he
Sterling
put-
giving us opportunities?
Exactly.
Because he was putting up.
Because he prefers
He's
Sterling
doing
for
it.
no
But-
apparent reason.
There's not
Where-
a reason. Well, we've seen the reason. look what he's
Yeah.
doing. But he said no.
Yeah,
Give him that.
I'm
No.
giving that. But Mane, all of a sudden, 3rd best in the world. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Okay, so I mean, before we go, Javen, and he said there was some comments. Hit us with some comments, baby.
So if we jump back to the comments that they were saying about Neymar, someone says, is Neymar going to be top 3 with these injuries?
No,
It's hard to tell.
because
It's hard to come back from muscular
because
injuries.
if you keep on getting
Because-
these injuries,
yeah.
you're stopping your momentum. So whenever people put him as top 3, no matter what, it makes no sense. So
Putting words in my mouth.
any others?
Yeah, we got another one. It's loading in. Neymar's becoming R9.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
No,
No.
Oh, is he talking about injuries?
No, because Annan had a major
Big boy, 2 years out.
career-threatening
Yeah, I
thing
mean-
injury where he was out for 2 years and he wasn't the same player.
Come back and
Neymar,
mash up the World Cup.
yes, basically Neymar has still been pretty much the same player after his injury. So no, that makes no sense.
His comments are coming up on the screen, by the way.
Yeah, I can see them.
Yes, no, that makes no sense. All right, so let's.
Got another one here.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
go on.
last
One
comment.
last one here, and it says, it's coming up on the screen, Neymar is the best player, but he is injury prone.
But the best
So
player.
the best player,
Well-
best Brazilian,
Best player.
best player.
Yeah.
That's what
I
Messi
think-
done exist.
I don't know.
Talent, okay, at their very best, talent-wise, Neymar or Messi, at their very best.
Messi. See, the thing is with Neymar, right? No, I understand what you're saying. He looks, aesthetically, he looks better. He does the tricks and he does this, that, the other. Messi doesn't really deliver tricks and flashiness.
Yeah.
Everything he does is because
effective.
it's going to be effective. He's not going to take you on 2 times if he only needs to be
Okay,
one.
okay.
You understand what I mean?
Let me ask you this: could Messi still do what Messi does in any system?
Yes.
Because for me, puts Neymar in any system, he will still ball out. Messi, amazing, superb. So guys, just chill. All you Messi sounds chill, but his
Maybe we
football.
need to come back to this on another.
No. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's because
we'll
this is
come
going to
back
open
to
up.
this.
So let's so Javel. So basically,
No.
for this topic, just keep a breast of the comments because there will be a lot of these comments. So Neymar or Mane, you're building a team. They're both at their very best. Then, who would you rather have in your team? So let me go first, and then I'll let you guys think.
Just
Alright.
before you start, let me add to that.
Oh, okay.
So we have this here, it's coming up on the screen. Mane had more goals than Sterling last season, and he baptized Bayern in the Champions League.
Okay.
So Mane had more goals than.
Sterling. Yeah, because remember, obviously, Mane shared in Golden Boot
With
last year.
Aubameyang and Salah.
Bro, okay, no, look, man. Actually, no, Mane has balled out. The dude has balled out. So basically, Neymar and Mane at their best. Who would you rather have in your team? Now, as much as this guy pisses me off, as much as I blame him for leaving the prodigy alone because that messed up my narrative of Mbappe getting Messi and Cristiano the hell out of here by him winning the flipping Champions League. As much as I hate him, I mean, this is pretty simple. I mean, it's flipping Neymar. Because I just think that as amazing as Mane is, superb, effective and everything, remember, this is them at their very best. Neymar just gives you too much. Because like literally, Neymar, I think he is such an engine and he's such a facilitator and he's such a difference maker. And I just feel that, because again, like, Mane definitely has the goal scoring he can create, but I think Neymar's goal scoring and creativity and playmaking is on such a much higher level than Mane's is. Because Mane's goal scoring is tops, dribbling is tops. His creativity is there. He doesn't have as good passing creativity or vision that Neymar has. So I just think that with Neymar, remember, at the very best, Neymar is just going to give you so much in that final third as opposed to
What
Mane.
about right now?
As of right now, I'd have to go with Mane because Neymar's like these injuries are sort of just like messing up his rhythm and his consistency.
He hasn't been able to show continuous form
because
for a long time.
Mane has just really had months of no major injuries, so he's just been able to have the momentum and the rhythm. But after like the World Cup, Neymar was not at his best because he was coming off an injury, so he didn't really have the rhythm and the flow of the injury. So as of right now, I'd have to go for Mane. So
yeah. I think undeniably Neymar is the better player.
Yeah.
Undeniably. No one can say that he's not.
Someone will.
Yeah, of course they will. But, anyone with any sense and logic will know.
How good is Neymar really?
Neymar is a better player. But I do think if you were to say, if I was a Liverpool fan and you were to say Neymar or Mane, I would go for Mane. Because within the system that Liverpool play, Mane does a lot of work going back the other way as well, which helps the system to work in terms of getting the ball back and stuff like that, pressing from the front. Neymar, he's not going to give you that. It depends which Neymar turns up. If he's like, yeah, I can be bothered today, he might do a bit of pressing here and there. But other times, he's just like, no, you know what, just give me the ball when you're ready. I'll do a couple of things here and I'll pass it off. It's cool.
But the thing is, when you're that good, and I'm not saying he is Cristiano Ronaldo, but Cristiano Ronaldo 2007-8, or even from this, 7-8 and 8-9 specifically, he was that good that Fergie said, you just stay out there. Yeah. Rooney, track back. Tevez, track back.
That's because he had the likes of Rooney and
Tevez. So
so
if you had Neymar, he said obviously Mane gives them that tracking. If you had Neymar, you just adjust your system. Would you build a team around Mane?
You can't.
But you would definitely build a team around Neymar.
Neymar, You can't build a team around Mane.
So if he slipped him straight into Liverpool's system and asked him to do Mane's job, no, he wouldn't be able to do it as effectively. Because Mane does. That last game he played, who did they play?
Sheffield United.
Leicester.
No.
Wait.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Was it Sheffield?
Leicester.
No. Yes, it was Leicester.
Leicester 2-1.
Was it Leicester?
Leicester.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
He was back
Yeah.
and forward and back. Neymar ain't giving you that.
Neymar ain't giving you that.
But if you have him, you change your team.
You change your team.
Does your team become better? I don't know. It depends. Maybe.
That's a tricky question, really, because if you're looking at just player and who's better, it's Neymar.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at who would you prefer in your team, now it depends on your team.
Yeah.
It depends on your team.
No,
but I tell you what, if Mane went to Paris Saint-Germain, would he do more than Neymar in terms of Champions League? Because Neymar's not brought it home, has he?
That's a very good question. Because my thing
look
about
at the setup with Mbappe and if you have Mane in there,
and then either Icardi or Cavani as a striker, because my thing about it, when Mane goes there, you're not going to have that injury issue. And you now have two very potent attacking wingers.
And you also don't have, you also don't have the ego thing.
Exactly.
Everyone's going to be playing.
Everyone's going to be playing.
Exactly.
You're not going to be playing for.
Exactly.
Like that's because. Yeah, I mean, because the way Mane is playing. I mean, if I'm looking at a front three of Cavani or Icardi, Mbappe, Mane, bro, that's something. That's something.
You see me? It is a tough one. Like if we're based on like current form. If Mane keeps like this form for like the next 5 years, for example, like you gotta put some proper respect on it there if you're not already. But when I look at Neymar, and obviously we haven't seen this since he's been at PSG, but is Mane giving you that 6-1 performance that Neymar gave when he played for Barca against PSG when they returned that.
But-
Is Mane give me that performance?
But as Devil said, he's still improving.
No, he is.
He's still improving.
But-
So who knows? He may get to a point where Mane can give it that crazy individual performance because this guy is getting better and better and better. Neymar has reached his ceiling.
We're not gonna.
Yes, Neymar has.
He's not gonna get any better.
No.
He can stay at this level,
Yeah.
which is a brilliant level
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So I'm comfortable with that level. Mane could get better. I think
We don't know what Mane's ceiling is.
we don't. But for me, the only thing Mane you would say was missing before last season was a consistency. But we saw what he's doing now. We saw it in flashes for Southampton. We saw it in flashes. For Liverpool when he first joined, like in his first game of the season, debut against Arsenal, wasn't it? I think he got the fastest Premier League hat trick. Yeah, we've seen that, but now he's doing it on a week by week basis. But Neymar has shown that he can do it for a season, or 2 or 3.
Right.
And if I had to purchase one in the market now, I would still go for Neymar because I think he has just that added X factor.
The experts. Javen, comments. What is the live chat saying?
So, I've got one here. Oh wow, it's actually gone.
Bloody Neymar, man. To get it
Here
in.
we go. So we've got one here that says Neymar is the better footballer, but Mane is not injury prone, and he's a real professional that doesn't make up injuries to sleep with his sister.
Disclaimer: the thoughts and comments of those in the chat does not reflect the guest here or the host.
Yeah,
here or the
please.
football
Yeah. That is just an external comment. Okay. That is not bought or paid for by the football dog, please. Any others, man? Lord. I mean, I don't know what to say about
Keep
that.
it clean, yeah?
Yeah, please keep it clean.
No incestuous comments, please.
So we've got another one here. Neymar. Oh wait, nope, same one. It's coming up. Wow, you couldn't even spell Neymar. I said Neymar.
Read it.
It's actually gone. Mane was brilliant for the whole of last season.
Yeah.
Neymar needs to get in the gym and sort his fragile body out.
I did say it in the past, but he's not going to because look how far he's into his career now. This is him.
And also, he probably wants to be like a movie star because he was in that Triple X film, so he obviously wants to keep his thing in. So he's like, okay, I don't want monsters, but it would help, man, because as Devil said, like, if you're trying to embarrass people, like if I'm a defender and you're trying to embarrass me, I'm gonna kick you in the shins. I was like, wait, screw you.
That would be the first thing I do as soon as the game starts. If I was playing Neymar, I'd give him one proper kick.
That's what they do.
Yeah, like that's you have to get physical.
No, do that again.
And let me say that's what made Ronaldo so lethal because like he was so physically strong. So you can keep him and everything, man. That I can still give it back because he's so strong.
Watch any of the compilation videos of R9 on YouTube. And the amount of times those mad Italian
100%.
the defenders tried to kick him up,
Yeah,
and they just couldn't kick him down.
Basically, I remember
jump it or whatever.
those were the days where like you had to commit homicide to get a yellow card.
Yeah.
Yellow card was for homicide. Basically, that's what it was. Maybe last comments.
There's a good one here. I am
Here we
your
go.
from my
That's literally what I'm
Okay.
putting up now. Neymar is obviously better, but I am building. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm building my team around Mane. Mane is coachable. Neymar is not. Mane is a two-way player. But to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
comment.
my thing about this is that when you're building a team around someone, the whole thing of being two-way and everything doesn't really come into play because the whole point of building a team around someone is that I am catering for your supposed weaknesses. So as you guys say, let's say I'm building a team around Neymar. He's not going to track back. He's not going to be doing that defensive work. So all right, I need to get a good DM. I need to get really good guys to cover for him. I need to get midfielders who know how to go move forward and backwards. Let me get a Kante. Let me get a Casemiro. So because his strengths are so strong and make so much of a difference, it is worth me getting players and changing my strategy to make up for his deficiencies. So I think it's if Mane is a two-way kind of thing, okay, I just need to build my thing around him.
Yeah.
Building,
he fits into
he fits the whole thing.
Yeah.
Building a team around someone is that, all right, I know this guy can't do this stuff, but this stuff that he does is so good. I have to now make up for all of his weaknesses.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Before we go on, I just want to say there's a breaking news come out.
Oh, God.
So Gareth Southgate and Harry Kane have made complaints to the referee over racist abuse directed at England players in the match versus Bulgaria.
Oh wow!
Are we shocked?
Is it Tammy who came out and said that they spoke about they would leave the pitch
Damn.
if it came to that. They'll speak as a team, and if they decided they would leave.
Okay,
the
so that's the match that they're playing now.
right now.
So this happened at halftime during the game.
Maybe during the first half.
During the first half.
First half.
Oh
It's
wow!
just half time now.
But
But we got a chip on our shoulder. Racism doesn't exist.
yeah.
John Barnes is right. It's only
No, forget that. No,
an
but
issue if you haven't got money, right? Yeah. If
No,
you're
no.
poor, it's an issue. If you're rich.
No, but
rich.
my thing is like the saddest thing is that we're in 2019 and these things keep happening, and all that's going to happen is a 12,000 euro thing to the Bulgarian FA and kick out racism, say no to racism, and kick it out. We'll be like, oh my
Every
gosh,
Bulgarian game of the weekend, we'll kick it out.
yeah, kick it out.
It's
It's like we're idiots. It's like we are complete idiots.
I don't know if you've watched Poet and Views, their podcast. They got an interview with Rio Ferdinand. Brilliant.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing.
Watch because they've split the podcast into two parts. There's a part which the title says it's on racism, so you know which one you're talking about. 40-minute video, but well worth a watch. It speaks about the whole incident around when Anton Ferdinand got abused by Rio Ferdinand, by John Terry. And he speaks about the time when he decided, as a family even, they decided they're not going to wear the kick-out shirt, and the reaction that Ferguson and the media, etc. Very, I mean, we knew about it at the time, but it's enlightening when he speaks about the reasons why they didn't do it, and basically how pointless kick it out were at least at the time, as he was saying,
I hate those
as the
guys,
reason
man.
why they didn't do it, because like
Useless
this is your moment. This is what your whole campaign been built.
Yeah.
This is your moment now to show your use, and they did nothing. So he was like, well, if you do nothing, then I'm not going to be
losers, man.
backing you.
Oh no, because we could just go on a whole damn thing, but just how Rio handled that, my respect for him just went way high, man. Because you could see that a lot of people were just play ball, but he so stood his ground. You could just see that people were like, "Oh man, this guy, you're just making this much more difficult." So, by just how Rio handled that, I just thought it was great. It was great. All right, let's now go to our main discussion, man. So this is going to get interesting, and I think I saw this happen sort of on Twitter, because I think this was the same thing that happened on Twitter, but I think this is maybe expanded with this other dude, Shrek. Main discussion, so rank these footballers in their prime. Key thing, and this is what I always say whenever I do these videos, is that the best thing of ranking guys is don't look at their whole careers and everything, at their very best. So who was the best at their prime? And we have Drogba, Henry, Rooney, Suarez. So Drogba, Henry, Rooney, or Suarez. Javen, if you can get to my Twitter page and screenshot the results and maybe put it up, that'd be great. If you can. So I mean, basically, but if you could just try and do that, it'd be great. So rank these footballers in the prime. So remember, if you haven't voted yet, you probably have missed it. You probably have missed it because it's already over. But we will put up the Twitter results after we have our views upon it. So again, comment below. Rank these footballers in their prime, at their very best. Drogba, Henry, Rooney, Suarez. Now, this is really hard. But let me now give my thoughts, and maybe I will change based on what you guys say. In their prime, at their best, I'm going to have to say Henry. And the reason why I'm putting Henry is I look at the complete package. That season that Suarez had for Liverpool, probably one of the single best seasons I've ever seen as an attacking player. Rooney, even if I don't really rate the guy that highly, at his prime, he was probably one of England's best attacking players of that kind of particular generation. Drogba, Mr. Clutch, the most clutch player of all time. But that's the thing, Henry at his very best, basically it's reminded me of old school Ronaldo, where you're redefining what it means to be a striker. You can score, you can control the ball, you can create, you can hold the ball up. So basically, you're playing as a number 10, you're playing as a sporting striker, you're playing as a striker, you're playing as a finisher, you're playing as a target man. So you're doing so much that I was like this guy's footballing thing he is the definition of a complete striker. So that's why I say Henry is the best out of all of them, but who had the greatest impact based on, let's say, a season? He's racist. He eats people. My God, that season that Jaws had for Liverpool is sensation. Like that's just that for me. Maybe that's another different discussion. What is the single greatest performance in a single season by a player? That's Suarez Liverpool season has to rank as one of the greatest single seasons.
Can you, before you say that, I just wanted to say that, just to say, in that season, someone did comment on Twitter that he didn't score again. He didn't score a goal against any of the top six.
Top
that
six,
season.
yeah.
Obviously, Man United were the champions, but they finished 7th, and he just scored against us. But of the no, top 6, sorry, top 4.
Top four. Yeah, he didn't score
against any. So just to put that.
That's a very good. That's a very
But
good.
also the question, and this is what I said off air before. Are we talking prime, as you just said, in one season? Or are we talking at their best for the longest period of time? Because that changes the question. Because someone who you might just disregard, as in Rooney, he played at his peak for a longer period than somewhere like Drogba, if you understand what I mean.
So, but on that point though, so are you then going to give more credence to somebody who was at their best for a longer period of time, or somebody who was at their best for, let's say, 1 year, but their best was far better than your 5, 6, 6?
Well, this is the question.
Like Ronaldinho.
That's
the Ronaldinho thing.
So for me, either way, the winner's going to be Henry.
Yes.
Henry was at his peak at Arsenal for 6-7 years at top level and never came down. Never came down. Was it 6 years?
It must be, yeah.
Because he signed in 90. It was in 98, 99 he signed.
Okay.
Yeah, after the World Cup.
And he left in 2007. I think
So that's
from about
8 years,
halfway through his first season when he hit gear, he never came down.
Yeah.
It was
on two.
Every season.
I said the last season.
Yeah.
Because he had a few injuries and that.
Yeah, about 6-7 years just here. Didn't move. So for me, Henry is the winner in that regard.
And then even when you mentioned individual season, man was
20 goals,
20 goals, 20,
And he didn't play in every game that season, I don't think. So he was unbelievable player. But if you're talking one singular season, then I would say Suarez can hold a candle to him because that season was dumb.
Yeah.
Are we just talking Premier League as well? Because as you said before, at Barca where he banged
almost 60 goals in all comps.
60 goals in all comps. Like, so Suarez, but then, as I said before, if you're saying a long period of time, Rooney, people underestimate how good Rooney was at Man United. Yeah. I think because Ronaldo was there and blah, blah, but didn't he get 40 goals and assists in one season? When the one season when he played striker, main striker, he bagged 30 goals.
But then Rooney was always the side chick. Always the side. Every single time he was always side chick to Nistelrooy, side chick to Cristiano, side chick to Van Persie.
Let me come in because again, Henry top.
Yeah.
For me, it's even as you said, whether it's single season or over a period, I'll still have Henry because of those 20 goals assists. He was a complete striker. Suarez, that season was mad. But additionally, because it was Liverpool, because Liverpool hadn't won a Premier League in so long, it was like they were now going to win the league after so many years. There was a lot of emotion that went with that whole season. But when you actually crunch the numbers and look at what was actually happening, Henry was doing it to everyone. That goal he scored against Bartes. The goal he scored against Liverpool when you lot were unbeaten, I think you were 2-1 down, and he basically ran through the whole team. Oh, listen!
Wait, that's in back heel. Was that Charlton?
Charlton,
The amount of goals he scored, different types. And his performance at the Bernabeu, remember that?
We went
no England player, no England team has been one at the Bernabeu.
That's a Bolton goal as well. Where he took from the halfway line and then he then smacked it.
Yes, I think it's.
And then he then clipped to the bar.
He scored a similar one against Man City.
The record-breaking one against Prague in the Champions League. Yeah. Like, he did it all. As well as take free kicks. The only thing he didn't do was head the ball. But even then, he got a winning header against Man United and the Emirates. But what I was going to say, I would have him first. Then I'll have to put Suarez, because I'm not just looking at the Premier League. He's done it to be fair, he did it in Eredivisie with Ajax. 40 goals, I think he scored in one season. Joined Liverpool. Started off a bit shaky because he was missing bare chances. Then he went on a mad thing. Went to Barcelona and outscored Messi in his second season there. When you outscore Messi, you know you've made it. So he's done it in 3 different leagues. And internationally, he's got a very good record. So across the board, he has proved that he's a world-class player. And even now, he had a dip in the last year, questions about whether he's finished or not, and then he scores 2 bangers in the Champions League, or 1 banger in the Champions League and another goal as well. So I would have him second. But for me, and it may be a big call, whatever, I'm having Rooney above Drogba.
I'm going Rooney
I'm
third.
having Rooney above Drogba.
What?
I'm having Rooney above Drogba.
You know what? I got a thing about Drogba. Great player. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but watch him out.
No.
Watch him out.
Maybe it's because
2012.
maybe because
FA Cup
he
finals.
bullied us.
Senderos.
Maybe that's why, and I'm feeling
Poor
bad about
Senderos,
that.
man.
But I think Drogba is overhyped. I think because of his clutch goals, everyone's like, yeah, he's great. But the man never banged in the Premier League.
One
He
season,
did
literally
I
one
think he got
season.
20
goals,
goals once.
yes. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was
But
literally
he
it.
turned up for finals. Yes, I give you that.
Yes.
But Rooney banged season after season. Even when they moved him back in midfield, he was still performing. And I think Drogba gets too much hype.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. Shouldn't there be particular credits be given? Because this is what I was saying. This is like my saying. It's not how many you score, it's when you score. Shouldn't particular credits be given to a player that consistently scores crucial goals?
Yes.
Consistently scores goals
So
in
that's
finals.
why he's 4th and not 5th.
Yes, no, you have a good point.
Because
But
like,
then
how
you
many
say-
crucial goals in finals did Rooney score? Apart from that
okay.
one goal against Barcelona where it ended up being...
Well, it was the
No, but
equaliser.
no,
That's not his fault, isn't it? It was the equaliser.
I get your point.
Drogba's was the equaliser against Bayern. The only
And
difference
difference was
is
the penalty.
I get
The
your
winning
point.
penalty.
I get your point.
The
But,
equaliser in the last 90th minute as well.
you say this,
Header.
you prefer someone who scores a crucial goal rather than a lot of goals. But then, whose goals are getting you to those finals?
Rooney's.
Who's scoring the goals in the group stages to get you out of the group?
Look, both
Do you
are...
understand what I mean?
No, true. Both are
Those are important. When we say-
important. But look, he scored in the bloody final.
The other thing is, the reason why I say Rooney, and Rooney definitely is underrated by those Man United rivals. Anyone outside the top 6 will generate Rooney because he scored. He's England's record goal scorer, so they're gonna have a certain respect for him. But when you're a rival, national team doesn't really mean anything because you're looking directly at the clubs. But Rooney, yes, he played sideman to Ronaldo, but everyone plays sideman to Ronaldo. Ronaldo is 36, 37 years old. He's gone to Juve and everyone's playing sideman to him. So that's no...
So it wasn't a sideman to Van Persie?
Van Nistelrooy? Oh, Van Persie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was. Van Persie was the best striker in the league at the time he moved to Manchester United. And Rooney was the second striker. But look at the assist that he was giving Van Persie in that season. He has so much to his game that he could play side. The reason why Van Nistelrooy was moved on and as good a greater goal scorer he was is because that's all he was. Rooney and at the time Saha, Ronaldo were offering so much more that's the way Ferguson wanted to build his team. When Tevez was there, he was playing on the left, Tevez was on the right, Ronaldo was through the middle. They were interchanging, etc., etc. The moment Ronaldo left, now everyone's like, well, Man United are done because they got Ronaldo. Rooney played up front as a number 9, which is not his position. Everyone said it, and he banged 34 goals in the season. The season after, Chicharito comes, he goes as the striker, intermittently with Berbatov, and the season after, Rooney bangs 34 again. So when he was called upon to be the goal scorer, he was that guy. But he was more than a goal scorer. And for me, across seasons, I would expect more from Rooney. And we got more from Rooney, I would say, than we did from Drogba
Chelsea got from
across
Drogba,
a
yeah.
season.
I agree.
All right, Javan. Actually, so can you put
There's
up...
plenty of comments. Plenty.
So are you able to put up the Twitter results?
I
Colin?
can't get them up.
Okay,
but
so-
I am working on something for the next time.
Okay,
So
so-
we can, like how it was, we can connect your phone.
So basically, before you look at the comments, so the results of the poll are you pricks. In 8% is Drogba. I guess
Is that
none of
4th
you.
place?
That's full
Can I
place.
land? Can I land? Thank you. In 8% is Drogba. From those of you who weren't old enough to look at that 2012 Champions League final.
Was that his peak?
9% was Shrek, aka Rooney. 25% the Cannibal Suarez. 57% the theory that is, of course, Henry. Interesting. Comments, Mr. Javerin. What
Sorry,
was
just to
it?
clarify, So Drogba was last.
Wait, I don't vouch for the clowns who basically want to go to Twitter now.
Whoa, those are your followers, bro.
So, the same guys that call me LL and insult my headlines. Screw you, man, clowns. Comments. What are the comments in there?
Right, so I'm loading up a few while you guys were going on. So, damn.
You already did disregarding what Drogba did in our 2012 Ramsey.
We'll start with Abdi Hassan. He says, number 1 Suarez, Henry 2, Drogba 3, Rooney 4, Phil Mitchell. That's what he put in
Wow.
brackets.
Phil Mitchell's got longevity as well.
Yeah, he does. He might not be as bad a man as Johnny Allen, but he's still there now. You gotta respect it.
Josh Spring, it says Henry was special.
Special. But it wasn't special in the Champions League final though, so.
He got
Really
Pranab Carr, hope I pronounced that right. Henry, Rooney, Suarez, Drogba. First,
Rooney, Suarez.
Drogba.
Yeah.
There's a theme.
Rooney at second. What?
There's a theme. There's a theme going here.
Drogba last.
Yeah.
first two as overall footballers are better than the latter two. The other two are deadly goal scorers.
Wait.
I think Suarez is more than a goal
So you
scorer.
said that Rooney is a
Suarez
better
is more
footballer than the cannibal?
Yeah.
Bro, you're smoking crack, man.
I mean,
See, that's not a
it's
straightforward question.
It's not a terrible. It's not the worst shot I've heard.
What?
As an overall footballer,
That Rooney's a better footballer than...
It's not an easy question to answer, bro. It's not. Rooney, if you want to talk techers, Rooney had techers. If you
More
want
than
to
the
talk,
cannibal?
If you want to talk like football IQ, Rooney had a high football IQ from a young age. He adapted his game. That's why he stayed at the top for so long. He adapted his game to where he was needed. Suarez is obviously a very intelligent footballer when it comes to his runs and his link up play and everything like that. But you ask Suarez to do what Rooney had to do. He had to drop deep in midfield, pick up the ball and create the tempo for the team and blah blah. Can he do that?
no. Why do you like Rooney?
Bro, he ain't as good as you guys think he is. Like, I watched... Like, maybe I was in the Matrix or somewhere else, or maybe I was... He okay. It's not as good as you guys think he is. Like, what the hell? Javan, any more comments, man?
Yeah, there's a few more to go through. Keeps moving.
I mean, like, no, he's alright. He's cool, But
This one's from earlier, but I am your biological father again. He says, Neeks, I feel you, but that team Suarez played with, how good was it really, bar the attack? The game plan versus top 4 was simple. Mark Suarez out of the game and frustrate him.
that's you can't use that as an excuse though.
I'm not sure what he's saying.
He's saying how good was that Liverpool team apart from Sturridge?
Oh no, yeah. I'm not saying the team was good. What I'm saying is that I'm not taking away Suarez's achievement that year, but I'm saying the reason why it's hyped so much is because, if Rooney's, he didn't go that many in the league, but if Rooney or Ronaldo did that for Man United, it was like Man United, we were supposed to win titles. Yeah. We're supposed to have top goal scorers. Liverpool were nowhere, and all of a sudden they got this magical guy doing X, Y, Z. So I'm not taking away from that season, but I'm just saying when you compare it to another Golden Boot winning season, just on pure how many goals you score, who did you score them against? I don't. It gets glossed. It gets the fantasized a bit more because of the emotion around it. Liverpool possibly winning the league for the first time in, God knows, 25 years it might have been at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do understand.
No, but I think
he's Crystal Palace.
Oh God.
No, but I think another point was making that how like the team was so bad. Because they focused just on marking out Suarez, therefore that's why he couldn't score against the
But let's not because how many did Sturridge get in that season? Sturridge had 20 odd goals.
He scored some
so he banged as well. It wasn't like Suarez was doing it all on his own.
Which way? Where is Sturridge now?
Did he go to Turkey?
Oh, he might.
Did he move to Turkey?
Oh my God, where is he?
I think he signed for a Turkish team.
He might have.
I'm not sure.
I've got 2 here for you, HH. One you might like and one you might not like.
Give me the bad news first, the good news afterwards. Give me the bad one first.
The bad one first. Okay.
So I know whether I can ban this guy.
Give me a sec. Actually, they might be both good, but we'll see. So we've got Drogba's influence doesn't show up in stats.
Stats merchant.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
yeah.
I agree. It doesn't.
No.
I agree.
You're
I agree.
a stats merchant. It's about what you do in those key games.
Well, it's more than that. It's 38 games in a season.
What did Henry do in that Champions League final?
Yeah, but now you're just being a bit silly because you're saying it's what you do in these key games. But as Nick said, there's a whole season. You have to be consistent amongst 38, 48, however many games.
Simple question for you guys: Who would you trust in a final?
Drogba.
Who would you trust to get you to those finals?
Henry.
No, don't change. You're changing the goalpost.
How is it?
Changing the goalpost there.
How?
I asked a simple question.
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you just land in a final?
Okay,
Do you start the season
final? Let me ask the question first. Then you can ask your question.
Who rather
My question is: Who
Drogba?
would you rather have in a final? You said you both said Drogba.
Drogba scored more goals in big games.
So the answer is
yeah.
Drogba.
Yeah.
So.
But who's going to get you there?
Who's going to go about getting you there?
What is
Let's just say you're already there. It
But
doesn't
you're
matter.
not.
You're already there.
But we're not living. We're living in a false world. In the real world, you have to get there.
You don't do all that pre-season training.
This is my world. In my world, you're already in the final. So therefore, Drogba's the guy that you both chose. So how you guys are putting 8%? That's stupid. Man, Javan, give me that, brother. Come on, man.
There must be
The
some.
next one should be good for you.
Okay.
Put some respect on Didier though. Drogba was a big game player.
He was.
was.
No one's saying he's not.
I am your biological father.
You see, what you have to understand
Alright,
is
sorry.
you need to have consistency throughout a season. Of people misunderstanding what Thierry Henry was doing year after year after year after year against every single team that was put in front of him. There were games where he literally said, "You know what? I'm not having this." Bang 4. 4. I remember a game against Middlesbrough. We were losing. We was losing in the second half. He said, "No, I'm not having this." Bang! I think you bang 4 in that game. Oh no, sorry, that's Reyes got a hat trick, but Henry got like 3 assists.
that one.
But
But look, I have to say, because everyone's talking about Drogba big games. Are we trying to pretend that Henry, Rooney, and Suarez don't score in big games?
how many?
No. I'm just saying. Are we saying that?
Can I respond?
No.
How many times did they score in major finals?
But wait, if we take Rooney and we take Henry, etc., they all scored in big games, big six classes, Champions League games, quarterfinals, etc., finals. Some of them. The difference is, whilst Drogba scored more, big game goals, in the rest of the games, which is the majority of your games, the other 3 far surpass him. Like the difference in goals and I won't say impact, but goals especially in the smaller games and the majority of the games of the season far surpassed Drogba. Drogba had 2010. That was a brilliant season. Outside of that, he wasn't there. He wasn't their main man. Lampard was winning them the first 2 titles under Jose Mourinho. That was a Lampard.
Bagging 20 goals a season for 5 seasons.
And what did they keep doing? They kept buying more strikers. Kezman, Crespo, Mutu, Shevchenko. Obviously, they weren't content with what Drogba was doing. Obviously not.
Easy.
Obviously not. He needed to do more.
Don't go there. Don't.
He obviously needed to do more.
Don't go there. Don't go
So, Anelka came in and I saw Anelka outscored him in his first season.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Anelka was a baller. But Anelka wasn't even prime Anelka for me.
No, but basically, my thing is, look, I get your consistency arguments and what this guy's doing in small games, but I just think something has to be, because that's
why he's in the conversation. So let's be real. That's the only reason he's in this conversation.
And no, don't just say, oh, no, that is a big reason. It's the only reason. You're saying, the only reason. Okay, that's just the only reason because you should score because you pretty much won a Champions League for a whole club. Because I'm sorry, Devil, something has to be said about Henry's record in finals. I get how amazing he is. I've already preached about how good he is. Something has to be said about you flopped in a Champions League final. How many other finals did you come up big for your team? The biggest games. This is the biggest game supposed to come.
That is the only thing that you could put against him.
On that point there,
Hold
Joe
on.
Barnes, how many Champions League finals did Henry get to with Arsenal?
Just one.
Just the one.
So what's up?
So he's basically, I'm guessing.
Oh, you're saying that he hasn't had as many chances
Yeah,
to
he's
score.
basically probably saying
To be
that
fair, he had
twice.
enough in that one final to last a lifetime.
Yeah.
So he can't
And then
say
he got
much.
to the 2009 final
Yeah.
with Barca.
Yeah.
But to say, that's the only thing, that's the only stick you can use to beat Thierry Henry.
It's a pretty big stick.
What are you doing in finals?
Well,
It's a
in
pretty
finals,
big stick.
did he score an FA
Did he score an
Cup?
FA Cup final? I don't think he did.
Really?
Ooh.
I don't think he
Actually, I said
Surely you must.
no,
live
no,
chat
no,
has
no.
Henry ever scored in an FA Cup final? I
Yeah.
think he might have in one, but I'm not
trying to
sure.
I think maybe one.
There's one. Neeks is
Because we
always
didn't-
speaking facts.
Damn.
Yeah, boo.
Who's this?
Yeah,
He
get
did
off,
score in
yeah,
the
get off
final
my
against
channel.
you lot. Because that was 0-0.
That was no, yeah.
That was we got battered in that game. I don't know how
Wait,
to
what-
that 0-0.
Was he not injured? He didn't play that final.
He didn't play in that one.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Okay.
I'm sure he was injured in that
Yeah,
final.
Okay, but to be fair, as I said, if it wasn't for the big clutch goals that Drogba scored, his legacy and the way people view him and his time at Chelsea would be so different.
True.
Because from a Premier League striker, just for what they've done throughout the Premier League, he doesn't make top 5. If he makes top 10,
No. I feel like
Do you know what I
but,
mean?
but at the end of the day, we just have to deal with the facts. He scored big goals.
Yeah.
And again, it can be said that he's one of the most clutch strikers of his generation. That's a big thing. You know, so, all right, look, man, let's just round off right now in our last topic right now. So, big, huge game. Well, is it really? Is it
it's
really?
big for the reason that if Liverpool win this, they now have it's the record, isn't it? Most games won in a row.
Consecutive.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So,
Before
United.
Go on.
Was that?
One last one.
Oh, God.
Tongue in cheek. Oh crap. Neeks, don't upset HH.
Sorry, bro.
Thank
I
you.
ain't trying to upset you.
Thank you.
Having a discussion. But
4 eyes. Look, that was the best answer. So I can think of. All right, so United against Liverpool on Sunday. Late kick-off. United ain't looking too great. You know, fighting relegation currently. He isn't at the wheel. The wheel is actually broken, pretty much. But if we rewind ourselves back to last season, where United were still struggling, Liverpool were unable to get that W against United. And I think it ended up being a ball draw. I think we actually watched in Fan Park. So Liverpool, if they win this, I believe they can tie the record of like most wins in a row and so forth. I
No,
think.
they're tied already.
They're tied already.
They'd take it outright.
Oh, they'll break. Oh, eesh. So yeah. I know it's funny that he said that because of that, because of everything. Liverpool being so much better than Man United, they can pretty much break the record and so forth. They should win. This has draw written all over it. This has a draw written all over, and it'll be draw like, what? How did United? What?
the thing is,
Could be a De Gea masterclass. It's about time we had one, isn't it?
the thing is, we have played Liverpool at Old Trafford a lot of times since Ferguson's left. And other than that first season where they beat us 3-0, I think they had 2 penalties. Actually, they scored 2 penalties, and I think Gerrard missed the third penalty because of a hat-trick of penalties. I ain't going to say anything about Gerrard and diving. But other than that, I could be wrong, but I don't remember Liverpool beating us at Old Trafford, even as bad as we were. And obviously they are getting, and they've got better in that same period. But we had the Martial 3-1.
2014 was the last time.
Yeah, which is that season I'm talking about. Yeah, so who do we have? We had Martial in that 3-1. Last season, obviously the 0-0, and the game where Ashley Young marked out Salah, had Salah in his back pocket, and Rashford twisted like Ben up Trent. So even when we ain't been that great, we've still got the result against Liverpool. We're terrible right now. We are so bad.
Very bad.
I have no faith in us to get a result.
McDominate.
Other than the fact that, like when Arsenal came to us, you just haven't won at Old Trafford for so long. What is it that stopped you? And I'm hoping that whatever stopped Liverpool from winning, whatever stopped Mane and Salah from performing in the games at Old Trafford, I'm just hoping that turns up again, because it ain't going to be through us that we stop Liverpool. It's going to be from themselves.
Yeah, they've got that United. They've got that juju. You know, Liverpool have just got that magic. They will somehow get a win. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the last 10 minutes if it's 0-0 and they're pressing for a winner. How much contact will be needed in this week. But you can see them getting something from this game. Unless, as I said, you get a De Gea masterclass where he just turns into like Super De Gea and he's just pulling saves from out of
But
everywhere.
he ain't even as that good anymore. So
I mean, but he's got it in his locker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
does he?
pulls out 15 saves or something stupid like that. Or, you know what I mean? I can't see Man United winning this game,
no.
but possibly a draw if everything falls into place.
So
Everything. I only
Everything.
wait. Let me
But
ask
Martial
you
might
guys
be
this.
back.
Yeah.
If he is actually fit, that could be good because
A few players.
Yeah.
So wait, look,
Saka.
let me ask you guys this though. Like, do you really think that, because you're talking about how it's been ages since like Liverpool have won at Old Trafford, do you think that's for players that actually plays into their mind psychologically, or they're like, no, this is just a flipping game,
No,
it's just
I
a
think
flipping
it does.
For
season?
most players, it does. Definitely did for us. When
Yeah,
we went there.
because there's no
Definitely did for us.
other reason why
Yeah.
these runs go on so long. Everyone talks about it. You know, going into the game, we ain't won it so long. That alone adds its own pressure.
Yeah.
We're like, we haven't won it so long, but we should win. Other than just the normal, all right, we're better than you, let's go out and play our normal game.
But I don't know if that will affect Liverpool in the same way because they seem to have this mentality thing on lock.
Winning. No, they're on that winning thing. Javen, thoughts, what is the live chat saying?
I've got quite a few here. I will load them up
Hit it.
now.
I'm going for a 1-1.
I mean, I'll take that.
I would love to see Man United win this game.
No, I don't know. That would be hilarious.
Just for the
It's not-
joke.
I would love it if
Just
we
for
beat
Twitter.
them.
It's not happening.
I would love it if
Just
we
for
It's not
beat
Twitter.
them.
happening. It's not happening.
So we go. We've got I am your biological father. If Liverpool
Guys,
do not,
active.
if Liverpool do not beat United at the Theatre of Nightmares, I will drink acid.
Wow!
Ooh, don't do that, please.
Yeah, don't.
Don't do that.
Jesus.
Don't want to be
He also
associated with
goes
that.
on to say, if Salah gets pocketed again, the Mane Salah debate should end.
Stop right there.
Ooh.
I want to stop right there because everyone talks about Salah being pocketed by Ashley Young and other, but in those same games when Salah gets pocketed, what does Mane do? Because in those same games against Man United where Salah ain't done nothing, Mane ain't done nothing either. So everyone focuses on Salah because maybe they're expecting him to be the match winner. But when he's
Well,
not,
yeah.
when he's not the match winner,
This has been top scorer
but
for
when
2 years in a row,
when he's
right,
not the
baby?
match winner, should someone else not step up if they're better than him, if they're good enough? So yeah, question Salah, rightly so. But then if he doesn't turn up, question the other players as well. If Salah don't turn up and Mane does, then yeah, you got.
Well, the narrative was different before, wasn't it? Because Salah was the main man before. Now there's a lot more of the sharing of the torch kind of thing, where it's almost like Mane's moving himself ahead of Salah to be the main man for Liverpool. Whereas last season it was all Salah. At that point when they played against you, everyone was like Salah, Salah, Salah. No one was really talking about Mane. Mane didn't really get spoken about until the end of the season when they realised like, wow, he's doing what Salah's doing. You know what I mean? And now everyone's talking about Mane because Salah, although he's started the season very well, Mane's just been different level. So if Mane doesn't turn up at Old Trafford, we might very much well be that. That's the narrative after the game. He was pocketed
Yeah,
by...
that's true. Because he's now the player of the month. He's the talk of the town
Exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Got another one here. Is Neeks Ollie in or Ollie out?
I'm no longer debating.
No. Answer the question.
I'm answering the
damn
question.
Let him land.
Can I land?
No.
Okay.
Answer the question.
Oh, so I can land.
No, you can't slam. Answer the question.
I'm no longer debating the manager of Manchester United, who it should or shouldn't be, because regardless of who the manager is, until we get a director of football to replace Ed Woodward and
That
his
is the biggest pussy answer I've ever heard.
no. Until we get a director of football to replace Ed Woodward's bad decision making, we're going to be in the same position. We've had 2 more experienced, better managers, 3 more experienced, better managers than Solskjaer, and it's all gone the same direction. The only thing that's been the same in that period is Ed Woodward and the Glazers. So whether Solskjaer goes and we get in Allegri, we get in Pochettino, Jardim, Nagelsmann, what's the
Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag. Whoever we get in, I feel sorry for that guy. I actually do. If he has to deal with Ed Woodward, so whether Ollie's here or Ollie's gone, as long as Ed Woodward's in charge, we're fucked.
What was this I was seeing about you not signing any players in January?
Well,
Is that a real?
well, isn't
Did he really say that?
No, I don't know who Ed Woodward.
Woodward, yeah.
You can't believe everything you read because today I read that we've agreed a £9 million fee with for Mandzukic in January. So you really can't. And
No, that's what it is swapped in, isn't it? Mandzukic and Emre Can for Pogba, apparently.
Oh, I heard that one. Then I heard the
9 million for
the
Mandzukic.
Mandzukic one separately, an 18-month contract, something like
That's
that.
a
Then I
terrible
heard
business.
Rice, Madison, Chilwell. So
Wow.
depending on what you're reading, who you're
you
listening
guys
to,
just wanna be
we're either
legal.
signing everyone or we're not signing anyone. So really, as I said, if we get in a better manager than Oli, and there are better managers out there, of course. If we get in a better manager, we may finish top 6. You may finish top 4 if you're lucky. But the next season we're going to be down again. So I would rather fix the root of the problem for a long-term success than plug the gap, paper over the cap for a short-term success and then a big come down. So Oli out doesn't really matter, and I don't even debate it anymore. What's the point? What is actually the point? Because if Oli ain't the right man and Jose ain't the right man, who is the right man?
Before we round off, any interesting comments before we round off this beautiful football dude?
Yeah, we swap on the screen now. De Gea has 12 saves versus Liverpool, apparently.
12 saves?
Or is that what he's predicting?
Versus Liverpool.
Wait, in his whole career?
Maybe that's what he's predicting. Because I think what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's
that's
his
that makes
prediction.
sense. I said 12 saves in total, 12 saves in one game.
I think he might be predicting that he's going to have a 12 saves in this game.
Did you not see Danny Mills?
Oh, he's
combined 11.
Combined 11. Man
Oh
United.
yeah. Someone said that it was complete
It was all Liverpool.
Well, of course.
It was all Liverpool.
So what would you change?
Well, again, it depends how you want to judge it.
Yeah.
If we're talking about individual players, forget the system. Depending on the system, you might pick a certain player. Pogba has to be in it. Pogba has to be in it.
Yeah.
And see, this is a tough one because if we're talking about on form, Matip. But before this form, Maguire. No one was talking about Matip until maybe the
you ain't putting Maguire on Matip.
At the moment, but in before he went in this run of form, everyone was what Gomez was. Now Matip is favoured. People are now saying that Matip is the reason why Van Dijk looks so good. So it's like it's just favouring him up.
No.
It literally chops and changes.
My thing about this is that there's no point even doing a combined 11 because the only United player that gets in a combined 11 is Pogba, and that's it. Who else apart from Pogba is getting?
But even now, I wouldn't put him. But if
that's what I'm saying. If you're based on form, but if you're based on form, nearly nobody gets into a Liverpool 11.
Yeah.
Like even Man City players will struggle.
Yeah.
If you're talking about it. Some will obviously De Bruyne will get in, but then you're like, well, Sterling gonna get number 1 and not Salah.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about form, then the top of the league for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
clear.
But then arguably,
Dark days, man.
depending on what you want, most people agree that Wan-Bissaka is a better defensive right back than Trent.
Oh yeah.
So there's that.
One
but it's like,
would
Klopp
get
wouldn't want that because he wants to attack with his striker. But if you've got a creative midfield, you want your fullbacks to defend, innit? So the most we're gonna get is 2, and I mean it doesn't really matter, does it? It's just
There you go.
Jake.
Someone here says minimum lubrication.
Wow.
what's that? 3?
No holding back from Liverpool could get ugly.
It could.
It could get very ugly.
It could.
So that's why I always ask the whole thing about the mental thing. If let's say Liverpool players completely ignore the mental thing and everything, they're gonna crucify United because like United are so bad, so low on confidence. Their star players don't even want to be there, and even because normally whenever you have this, because whether it's against City or Liverpool, you're like, okay, man, it's a derby game, round pop. But I just think there is such a lack of confidence in the United team that Liverpool can just go there and basically, if Liverpool score an early goal,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
It could be, they should push it back till after the watershed just in case. Just in case it gets very violent.
Parental advisory.
No, I agree. If Liverpool score early goal, then it's curtains. It's absolutely curtains. But I just hope that Klopp somewhat does what he
second
has
guesses himself.
Yeah,
where he's like, it's a big game, so maybe
let me play 2 City and that. Because he's done it in the past where you're thinking, what are you doing?
Like,
you just beat Man City,
midfield,
charging forward and everything. And now you go, let's just take a point. Yeah, and for that.
That's a good idea. That's the chance. If Klopp just sort of like overthinks it, which he does a lot. All right, guys, that is all from us here in the Football Dugout. So obviously, by this time next week, we would have known whether it was a watershed moment for United and so forth. And also, we'll both be
3 more comments actually.
Damn.
Just before.
Okay, 3 more. Okay, let's hit it.
Before we round it off.
Obviously, Champions League next week. Ajax, Chelsea.
So we go one here from Daniel that says, I believe. Come up on the screen.
That you can fly?
Alright, when it loads.
I'd be like, I think,
will be.
Not appropriate.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I believe this game. Well, here we go. I believe this game will be decided if Liverpool are serious. Oh my gosh, not any proper. Are serious, are winning the league or fall out of first place. No.
I think you're saying if they don't win, they're not
They're
serious
not
about winning the
serious.
league.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Nah.
Thing done.
Nah.
Voice and duck. Rap.
There you go. I think Liverpool will win 3-2. Martial 2 goals.
You think Man United scored 2
fit
goals?
for the game.
Well, he's back in training this week.
Man United scored 1 goal in the whole of September. Is that true? That
No,
Rashford-
it's not true.
Rashford
You were
goal
here
in
when we saw McTominay's goal.
Yeah, but that
That was 30th of September.
okay.
Yeah, so, and we so
Okay.
listen, you can't believe everything you read in it. Everyone's like, yeah, goal of the month for a penalty spot.
Was that 5th of September?
It
Was
was.
it 1st of October?
100% pay.
You sure?
100%. I checked it, and he won goal of the month. He won goal of the month.
Who won goal of the month?
McTominay.
How
many other goals
Man
did he
United?
score?
Well, the
penalty?
no, in the because it's all competitions.
Oh, okay.
So go in the like
Okay.
Europa League.
So is that
and stuff.
in the comments?
And the last
League Cup as well.
comment, which is just a general one.
Man, earned it. Whoa!
Did.
What was that?
Woo! I thought you said you.
It was plugged out.
Oh, we're gonna dead in here.
What was
What
that?
the heck was that?
Something just blew. Alright, let's wrap this up so I can leave.
the last.
Show must go on.
Wow. What
What the heck
It's
was
not
that?
coming out of it though.
the
Yeah,
last
that's
comment
what
was.
I don't know.
It was supposed to come up, but I don't know what happened over there. A PES tournament stream with Forward Devil and Neeks needs to happen.
Yeah.
I don't play that trash. FIFA all day.
But I thought the new FIFA's supposed to be. I ain't played
It's all
PES
about Prego, man.
for
I play
about
that
5-6 years. But yeah, I still smoke you, man. Anyway.
Alright guys, that's all we have for Football Dugout. We will see you guys. Remember guys to like the vid, share the vid. Remember to follow Nix and Devil with in their Twitter handles in the description box below. And we will see you guys. Remember to subscribe to the channel as well. Remember to also promote and share this on your socials. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace out, stay true, stay black, stay real. Peace out.